Alright, we're back. We, as if someone's watching this. I recently made a cumulative look at my video game collection, and I have suddenly decided to do the same with my DVD Blu-ray collection for no real reason. So let's go! I should start off by mentioning that the vast majority of what you're about to see is anime. Just going, I got two like bookshelves of DVDs, so I'll just go in the order I have them in. Anyway, let's begin. FLCL Furikuri by Funimation. This is a pretty awesome series, the complete series, 6 episodes. Got a few extras here, pretty nice. The series itself is quite difficult to describe in a mini review like this. The series used to be on Adult Swim. I believe syndication started in like 2002 or 3-ish. When I saw it for the first time, I was the main character now. I was his age at the time, and seeing it while being that age, it was pretty powerful. Although when I rewatched the series as I was older, I understood it more, so I could appreciate it more then, which is weird because it like kind of contradicts what I just said. My favorite character in this is Nina Mori, as described by my username. I don't really know why. Between her and Haruka and what's her name, Mamimi, yeah, Mamimi, I guess the three of them are supposed to represent things just like everything else. And I guess, like, she's, like, just what she represents, I guess I like more than what Haruka and, what is it? Mamimi represent. But everything represents something in this. The plot in this is just, I mean, so many people don't even begin to understand it. There's I think a commentary on this, and I figured, you know, it's a commentary by the actual maker in Japanese, and I figured, okay, maybe this will explain the plot. Nope! We are completely left to interpretation, and it just, nothing I say in this review can describe it. You gotta watch it for yourself and come to your own conclusions. Looking up what other people think, like main interpretations, is recommended, because watching it without for the first time, you'll just be totally lost. And you may even get turned off to anime completely because of it. It's from Gainax, the maker. Yeah, Gainax and something else, I think. Oh, it says right here. Yeah, Gurren Lagann 2 and oh, Eden of the East. I didn't know that. So yeah, this is a pretty awesome series, though. I was gonna say you may want to watch other titles first, but you know, don't listen to me. And next in line, again, this is just the order I placed them in. It's not alphabetical or like categorized by genre or anything. This is like personal preference or something, just the way it best fits according to these bookshelves. Here we go. Dragon Ball Season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know anything about like any anime thing ever, then you'll know what Dragon Ball is. Manga goes for that as well. It's just, I mean, an absolute juggernaut. Well, really Dragon Ball Z is, but this is where that originated. It went, the anime, well, the original manga, it was all Dragon Ball, with, and went for, what is it, 42 volumes. When they made the anime series, they split it up. The first 16 volumes were placed into Dragon Ball. The rest was a different series called Dragon Ball Z, which is more action-oriented than this. And that's what, that Dragon Ball Z is what most people are into, but this is really the original. Season 1's got the Emperor Pilaf arc, and that's, I believe, 13 episodes. A few days after I watched that, I'm like, man, I can't believe the Pilaf arc is over already. And I was like actually getting sad that it was like already over. But the story progresses so well that like right away we're on to the next saga, which was the World Martial Arts Tournament that I forgot about the first part. The tournament is actually much better than the Pilaf saga. I mean, looking at this now, it makes me want to rewatch it. 2 is after the World Martial Arts Tournament, and Goku has to battle the infamous Red Ribbon Army. If you don't know, that saga is so long, though, that it actually consists of the entirety of Season 2 and part of Season 3. The first part of this for Season 2, it's like my least favorite of these 5 seasons, but it's still pretty enjoyable. Season 3, possibly my favorite. This is hard to, just like pretty much everything else, it's hard for me to narrow down between this, Season 1, 3, and 5. Those are all the World Tournament sagas, and they're just all spectacular, but I do think if I had to narrow it down, like, if you made me narrow it down, I would have to choose this one. Like, if you made me narrow down the other video game things that I've said I have trouble choosing between, you know, I'd probably say, you know, just kill me or whatever. I can't decide. But if I had to decide, I would say this is my favorite, just because this gives the introduction to Tien Shinhan, who is like one of my favorite characters. The battle between him and Jackie Chun, who is Muten Roshi, or Master Roshi, I guess we can just call him, is disguised as Jackie Chun. Yeah, that's like my favorite fight in the series. The fight itself is awesome, and there's underlying themes that just blend together so well, and oh man, really like this season. Okay, looking at the back of this, it seems like the end of the tournament I just described. Some of it takes place in this, but for the most part, this Season 4 contains the rise of the Demon King Piccolo, who becomes a much bigger part of the series later on, sort of. Better than Season 2, but my second least favorite in the series. Finally, Season 5, the finale of the series. This part, well, just like the rest of the 4 series, anytime you get to a point where you think, okay, this series might get boring, it just inexplicably picks up and gets great again. That happens here when, like, for the first time in the series, we see Goku, like, actually grow up. Like, there was a time skip earlier in the series, and Goku grew up a few years, but this time, we actually see him grow much taller and become a much more skilled fighter. And the way they do it is just pretty amazing. The finale, probably one of the best fights ever. The last, I think, 6 episodes in this, though, are just terrible. It's complete filler. It's a waste of space. I think the series would have ended much better if they would have got rid of that. But instead, they created this arc about Goku and Chi-Chi's wedding, which is just ridiculous. Other than that, this is great. This whole series is just, screw it, 10 out of 10 for this series. As a bonus, the Dragon Ball movie collection. There are 4 Dragon Ball movies that go with this, and if you have any idea what movie counterparts to anime series are like, then you know that for the most part, well, the series is shown on Japanese television, and the movies are actually released in Japanese theaters and are created by the animation studios with perhaps some input from the original manga creators, but usually not enough to gain like as big of a fan base as they would hope for, I suppose. What usually ends up happening is they take the existing material from the series, they re-establish some key plot lines and make it so, like, instead of things in the actual series happening, they make a whole new plot, which is creative in its own right, but many fans will just immediately see the continuity errors and be like, dude, no, that doesn't work. Here we got Dragon Ball Legend of, or Curse of the Blood Rupees, movie 1, not too good in my opinion. One thing I really didn't care for is the fact that they, since Funimation released this, the first 3 movies, I guess they didn't ever release before this collection. The 4th one they did though, but for the first 3, they never dubbed it, so when they released these 3, they dubbed them for the first time, and I do not like the voice actor they chose for Goku, the main character. I forget her name, but she does the same voice as Gohan in Dragon Ball Kai, I think. And I just cannot stand that voice. I just don't see why they wouldn't use the same voice actor they originally had for Kid Goku and Gohan. Stephanie Natalie, maybe there was an issue with her, like she wouldn't do it or something. The first 3 movies, they have the new voice actor for Goku, and for that alone, I really don't care for them as much. But as for the 4th one, it was made in 2004 when she was actually doing the voice for Kid Goku, and because of that, this is probably my favorite movie. And it's got, this movie itself was made in like 99 or something, 98 maybe, 96, whereas the other ones were from the 80s, these 3. They're pretty much retellings, like I said, of the series. Like, instead of something happening, another event happens, but that usually ends up causing many continuity errors. Most notably in this one, there's a part where Goku has to become strong fast in order to beat this guy, and it worked in the series because he climbed this legendary tower called Corn Tower and received training in order to battle him. But in this, he just, I can't remember exactly because I just remember seeing it and thinking, man, that's a cop-out, and just hating it. But yeah, that, I don't really care for this one. This one wasn't too bad. Out of the original 3, I'd say it's my favorite. And, I mean, it's got a cool theme going, and if it weren't for the voice actor, it would probably be my favorite movie between the 4. Yeah, I should just watch it in the original Japanese and get rid of the problem. Don't know what I'm thinking. As for this one, the visuals are much better. The storyline, it's actually just a retelling of the... It's like this, only it is the first, pretty much, movie. They redid it, which is pretty hard to explain. It's like this, only better, pretty much. It's significantly longer too, I believe. This one would be my favorite out of these 4. So when I got this series, I expected to be blown away, and I was pretty disappointed, but I'm still glad I got it.